into was Serena woman boys in Antonio and tentam no two moto. In fact, the moto number no 821. But the software be in the moto number no. Till and or call failed also catch a fiscal plan. In fact, the pictures in your phone so. There's some police when they train a then a police officer. we are officer of the law. One, what constructing illegal structure. Two, a high sebe asawofo. And on your police officer or your chief inspector.
Serious.
You see, it tells you about the moral decadence.
Yes.
The society, no, near man, you be the Niska. I link it to number 2. No. Abutre cancer.
Okay.
Police officer, can't take a concrete call what 2 moto. You should be doing a video na 3 minutes, a brown to bona. From the 2 minutes 30 seconds, moto. Police officer.
Oh,
military, no. Baako soldier ni baako ni pride.
Okay.
And a tax force for ni bienu. Asante no aye kono mo ye. Okay, me hospital.
Okay.
Na Zuba say do be ko bio no.
Be bom sem.
Bom e be the Pentecost for ye any praise and worship. Now let me link it to Abu Trica, the 8 million scandal. Unim say fear here. Na me catch mo say. Ye wonyema bebre ye were the tradition of 1960 or so. Ya will be for the mutual legal assistance MLL. Ya wade bia ya ma me aslewusu akufu me refi the such as Cape Bay. Ekosan wo Budapest. Ya wo instrument me braga na sensan ya ehye so obi de ya be fu internet di boni bia. Wa wo ye signature to country you are enjoined. Ya can say you na ehye se wo chesa information no and intelligence. Nti Ghana ya onema bebre betumi asi. Eno na me educating of for YouTube the critical analysis channel say say compare Kanufrata and Abu Trica. Two different matters.
That's right.
You see, Kanufrata they not tell you pass. They say acquire more of the human rights. They be protecting the human rights. They are Attorney General America. What's my country share from your casting the evidence. The last press conference Attorney General and then the last time we had a TV interview, no, now you join us on the Samson Ladia and no news file. Or can say be or say Kanufrata lawyers and friend no kind for the kaya. Was it Kanufrata lawyers on friend no? The first issue they raised whether Kanufrata will be treated fairly.
That's right. Yeah.
So all the issues so far has been about him, and one of the ways a man could form a political asylum, human right, and go right.
I tell you.
And I had not moved to a point Chibinia there where better. Tom on a benny packroom, human rights and some. Hey, okay. Sabe patents and mugana no muka. One is so when you need a BBC buyer. And once I met to 1 year when it comes to human rights and Adiana, a strong.
Right.
Abu Trica Diano. In fact, yesterday, okay, FM. Miti, you're a Kennedy Japan, lawyer Ralph, who's a practice with US that. Even when a brandia or near case with US, no come. And he made a very fantastic analysis. Near so for heavy I catch no. I preliminary as a World Cup na airborne na Ghana abubi no. After na France and Spain there na butuka kububu US wo. And one moment unseal the entire document no.
Okay.
Near course no there extra extradition oh my word we can indictment. It's kakra mo pone ho kire judge the crown judge na say indict. And o can say FBI for them to indict you no. And for a court to agree for FBI to indict you, say there's prima facie determination. Remember Skytrain there no. Skytrain. Document na me be ya man. Bright Professor Meyako very Solomon Asante. And no more board directors and CEO respective of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. I can say I told you no asem waka na nkwasi asem. Yeah, no crankasa. And a court be ruling then me catch. So for a court to say that, oh, I agree, I have indicted him, go to Ghana and bring him, tells you that on the surface of the evidence available to the judge, there was a prima facie determination. As usual, you be do what them. And I'm ranting you me didia, and I'm ranting you say I'm catch almost say. PayPal the crane you Ghana, and never be say. Internet TikTok for na your life yes getting no music and ma direct. And this one from you America.
Oh,
no create account no. It's kind of about their tomb, not their sandal. So these things have international ramifications. Again the crown, me say catch a man for say. Process na butu ka family na wo mram When you read the 1960 Extradition Act, it's there.
Yeah.
So Abutrika has the liberty to fight the process. But at the end of the day, the lawyers and so some more can the process now conclude and the call. So I think that in the coming days, as journalists, we also need to look at that angle. But for me, the moral lesson I want to share, as I also myself, a young person in my early 30s, is that the government of Ghana could have done nothing to save Abutrika. US is more mightier than us. So when it comes to law, and chewa, obey ya, bemrani so mua, into your best. Samrani so mua, show ye.
Right.
Hey, Pisca. Missing a compasso, Miss Soriano pa, 4:30, my dress area no pa, critical analysis in Tim Tram, you met tobacco, and son of my ba. About my bayard, 8 hours to login, Cessa. By 1-2 day, now baby do tiafa.
That's right.
That is legitimate ways to make money.
Yes.
And what will be on social media? And boys here link. You need to link us for the NSA. Oh, video no boys on WhatsApp phone. Francis pass for video. Obu a social misfit. Yet to be from me. In fact, me back kuma say
decongestion.
12 years in. And now you catch them say maybe a safo. Tanka bi koto me je bi to gata ni. We dead bodies. We come abusu akraje say bi omo baby kra. The pressure the process of life to make it and everything.
Yes.
They are legitimate means to make money. It's real. And fact think we say be really tell me kasa ban aba. Then you know can say NDC about me bibi e mo.
David.
Hwe omo bibi a MP no. Me try around for can say NBI for Nza Trica case we read indictment up to 20 years. I say ba could be the dada do. Nza so na so call wa pledge obi to $4 million here they will feature at the center. O say na be boa no. Wasam na mo to so no. Asa na be ba wo no. You will be doing to wo no o me gu achi na mo awu ani ko yi ba ko na mienu bi ma ne ente so ma.
That's right.
O mo bibia. O say ha kra na afa na victims no. Victims na o mo ye report no. I feel no more testimonies no be and never public.
Yes.
It's just some near so far near kakrebi. Now again, the use of social media men support one but minia. And the ones we use social media. And them say we be. And then mad me by social media 7 no more by the jack. Yes, if we be TikTok live.
Yes.
Na man for more muska. Then an Eric cratching me. Also could pay back be so.
Oh, sir.
I'm a producer. Francis producer and your papa Eric was on the man also there high life so not say you about the beyond NPP and NDC near politics. I think they say I can call because he's uncle next 15-10 years take leadership position. What will be their moral?
Yeah, and we don't ask the source of wealth. When I say Jessica,
I never then I make a true be say. Omaya papa pa. What do you move for? Send a bank for 1 year. A certain lifestyle. As a community me fro bisa say. How are you finding your buying? Omo so mu jo okay. No so mu nyom near my yenti. They believe they don't have the moral banking sector. They do lifestyle there.
Yes.
The colleague go bank is or talk bi. No na Nigeria. Omo side business. That the bank called him. Kwa man fuzika. In fact, last year Yene police PRO Yerahia no. Okay. O kan crophobia omo do omo krono bank. On betra bank wa they even find tellers involved. No information. Senior approach ma ba no ho about 50,000 no ma do catch ya parking of ya mo. No omo ko face kan. Na yene ma na bank ne. Na say on the report but na bank omanya bre me interview fraud no. Is to curb a certain thing. Enkoya abef fraud bi. And could see they are legitimate ways to make money. So, so now, the only thing I will say to you is that be consistent at it.
That's right.
Now, always I'm a person Saturday, Palm, a boy, Judge, and hey, Senior, sorry, 6-7, alarm now more. Na him, the cabidu, we are matcha 740, must say to Kako. Doesn't make sense. But, and Kakran may na peke.
Yes.
Kakran. So, I beg you. Now we phones when in come. Near Mr. Question. Wow, phone. Sika, we are seeing about 20 tasks when you boom. na aba body scabia body foam yeba and I say gay bia yes brand be born the 2 year jiho said ne na ba ko fia ne na ba say ne ban so akran so betu fun am akran wo fia dwuma ye dey to fun. So all these things are things we need to look at.
Right.
And I've taken about 15 minutes of my time to talk about because it's passionate for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure here your society be nyam kola on morals no. Muha. Now let's go to SkyTrain scandal. And one of the scandals at the beginning of MPP abana and you be a cover buy. Now 2021 ana auditor general be catch and say you free me SkyTrain na Ghana the $2 million akushim.
Yes.
Okay, I'm saying Ghana the SkyTrain the FM kwan na sky. Tina etwetwe so. And as usual them because as journalists are fidelities to the truth. Then on the Joshua story here September 2, 2022. Means that time no kana aban we mai. Okay. Then on the journal ko say an amount of $2 million $2 million dollars paid in 2019 the 2019 where news report remember court document and cancel as premium to acquire ordinary shares for the development of Accra SkyTrain project has been reported as a net liability. See now for chairman you can net liability and that's a liability idea a boka idea fan for swam.
Yes.
Okay. This is contained in a report by the Auditor General on the public accounts of Ghana's public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for the period ended September 31, 2021. Frank is Google SkyTrain scandal. I won't confirm you. Be Solomon Asante, Professor Meya Konfiana. Don't pictures not to some. I'll come back to that. Now it's Auditor General that they report on a buy. Now buy we buy no more ya no say you but this week very significant ruling koya. As I come under the radar, but I want to bring it to your attention so that we discuss it. Now, Attorney General board in Korea, in Kofume no ya charge Solomon Asante, Minister Solomon Asante, Minister Frank Zenya pictures now. And a Professor Emiyan Kofi, you Papa Kofo Professor Emiyan Kofi. No na board chair of the Ghana where you under confusion. I mention a gift. Ghana investment be infrastructure fund so the Ghana infrastructure never an investment the confusion in media me do infrastructure investment fund. Okay, into the Republic versus Edipa 2 Abranti we Solomon on know you CEO and a Professor Meya Kofi na board chairman. Now assembly na understand the kind graphic the amount by Enko court and case this is a document.
Okay.
Now this ruling was based on a brand Attorney General board in Kro nyina wie na nkrofo me no nyina aka say there be. Na Attorney General aka no emuha to mu no no enye yi na yan hwa de. Attorney General account of the bomb no say 1 conspiracy to commit a crime willfully causing financial loss to the Republic. And only count 1.
Okay.
Count 2 near willfully causing financial loss to the Republic. Count 2. Count 3 near willfully causing financial loss to the Republic. And account 4 conspiracy to commit a crime. Count 5 on also here. International dissipation of public funds contrary to section 1 of the Public Property Protection Act. The count 6 intentionally dissipating of public funds. It's a 6 count and the above.
Okay.
Now the summary of the fact in here or say the charges are based on the following facts. The first accused, Solomon Asante, served as the chief executive officer of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. Okay, infrastructure first. Infrastructure Investment Fund from 2017 to 2024. Now I decided to read about this company or this entity. Basically, this entity is that say infrastructure be Ghana. They are the foremost agency betting me on so when you Solomon Asante, on know you see Frank is for last week and to show na men kona man for him. Ana papa no Professor Meya Konfi. And I said the second accused, Professor Meya Konfi, served as the chairman of the GIF Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund Governing Board from 2017 to 2020. No, SRV just President Kufuor the first term. But everyone Solomon Asante surveyed the full 8 years.
Right.
Now, we say sometime in 2018, the former Minister of Railway Development initiated a program to promote and facilitate commercially viable mass urban transport infrastructure projects in the country. Subsequently, in November 2018, the Ministry of Railway Development signed an MOU with Africa Investor Holding Limited, a South African company, and Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund to build an urban rail transport system in Accra known as Accra SkyTrain. You say traffic wa cry say be say railway na no letimi ni pa kontem bank but na la pass road no be so we use we ba bi am the rain but to say dey fe wiem So SkyTrain na we free ba. Na kuma so crash master document na ebu ma our time until let's just go to the court document. Or say the Accra SkyTrain project was to be constructed on a design, build, finance, and operate base. There's a company in the big design.
Yeah.
Company in the basic. On the back of Pesi Kadiaba. No more pretty.
Okay.
So when now the head and a Ghana here do Sika Kushim. Because it's a DBFO project.
Yes.
Design, build, finance, and operate.
Yes.
Can't pay
me the NDC.
I told you actually must say under the MOU of the understanding. Under the MOU, GIF was to serve as the anchor equity investor and the local project development partner. Yeka equity. There's a company named Jumano. Who no kakra wa mi koshim.
Yes.
Send ye bi se company ne ye chicha hu faswa unfu no. It was agreed that GIF would conduct due diligence and prepare a bankable feasibility studies for the project. It's nice say ya Ghana side and ya ne be twese feasibility studies are. You don't say to two quarter assassin. You can't so feasibility studies assassin here the dances will be assassin here kwan. Be about the person be and professor na tia. Perform tano mo san. Jehovah Witness aso de bu ha Paul Kiombeto. Say any feasibility studies.
Yes.
Feasibility studies. And now oba yan kon here I recommend betia say ni no. Oba o he na ni achi wa he na bo na tie metimi okay ni bui na spec and only feasibility studies do you oba no hwe ni tikosi man na do wani na atafo no kaka no so feasibility studies.
That's right. Human feasibility studies.
Human feasibility studies.
Thank you.
But we are technical feasibility studies. Now, I say, subsequently, a shareholders agreement dated the 9th of January 2019 was entered into between the African Investors Holding Limited, the Seychelles Company, and GIF. Under the agreement, African Investors Holding Limited was to transfer 10% of its shares in AI SkyTrain Consortium Holdings, a Mauritius company, to GIF. So, 10% no more transfer, no okay, she says $2 million. Okay. On the 4th of February 2019, SkyTrain Consortium Holdings requested payment of $2 million as a consideration for the shares. But as a shares now to a company only $2 million. On the 25th February 2019, the first and second accused were jointly instructed the United Bank of Africa (UBA) to transfer the sum from GIF's account to Africa Investor Holdings Limited, a shares company in Mauritius. The payment was duly made. In February, and you $2 million to come out company. And the instruction of Yura Solomon Asamoah and the board chair. How were they involved in the deal? Anyway, the prosecution contends that the GIF's internal investment policy required prior assessments and recommendation by the investment committee, followed by the governing board approval before any investment could be made. Investigations revealed that no such due diligence procedures were followed and that no board approval was obtained for either the share acquisition or the payment. So I must say, Oko Gefa, answer any so mine. Investment committee no give the transfer so no approval. We are not board. Investigators say call give caution and crack them. Say money na anko so. It is say a quarter shares no. Say shares the kwaya paper discuss question say agreement ni ho. Again say say $2 million any approval bia we give from crack them. Almost say almost Yura Solomon Asamoah say no kind. The first accused person claimed in his caution statement during the police investigation that he obtained board approval. This was refuted by each of the other board members of the governing board of the respective statement. No board minutes or company records supported this claim. The second accused person stated that he signed a transfer instruction on the recommendation of the first accused. None of the accused persons have been able to account for the $2 million. To say, I'm going to say, you're someone say, oh, me more than a car menye. Minute ni be biya wo.
That's right.
The problem be no. And I'm call J minute no call free board members. Yes, someone na mama akwan ma so that be am approve. Minute be akre no. Anya meeting biya sa. And them say me ko say $2 million no so way. Because from 2021, no dey tell you na agboma say, me ma account for sa dey. And we say, oh, me dem ye board chair. Me dem ye board chair. So no man someone na be ka tell them sa dey no. E be ye. Ti en sign na me sign on this kind of call.
Right.
Attorney General any case in the area any bibia no say then omu you man na say court a ruling on the matter. Now and me reading the court says something here in the conclusion statement in the also. So let me just give you what the court said on the matter because submission of no case want to be submission of no case okay.
Yes.
Na court na case say obe answer. And no and I mean this full document. Now this is what the court said in the matter. Just a second, it will come. In fact, on Cracker says submission on parliamentary report say the accused person argued that the issue of parliamentary approval was not particularized in the charge sheet and should therefore not be considered. Also, anytime the government of Ghana is dealing with Obeka affair,
yes,
dealing with a foreign entity, that agreement was ratified by Parliament. This agreement was also not ratified by Parliament. It's my friend too. Now let's go to the conclusion from the court. Or say the court has carefully considered the evidence. In the escaping in I say, Omaka fact, no, Attorney General evidence. Na court and the court and the judge and the say. The court has carefully considered the evidence and these were the prosecution. Next, the prosecution Attorney General side. At this stage, the court is not required to determine the guilt or innocence of the accused person. Say how you dread it. Nyame na me be chese what before na runi for how you know. Make chese what before and what before Debbie. But say see you know. Or say the question is whether the prosecution has adduced sufficient evidence to establish a prima facie on each of the counts charged. The count 6 now, my boy, you know, willfully causing financial loss to the state, conspiracy, no. They say baby a dread and you from what and a baby go for. But I mean, say evidence that Attorney General there to your new court. Witnesses are offering, including board members, and no more board or so, including documents that need to acquire one. And I mean, just say, as some bloom on Casa, and I know some Casa, and as a submission of no case, no more case in the because I told you that some mechanism, and as will be in some will be on Casa. Okay. And I say, the court finds that the prosecution has adduced evidence on all the essential elements of offenses charged. Wankasam.
Yes.
It was say Attorney General and common now body nyina or each of the you say yakasa will be a conspiracy. There are ingredients that constitute conspiracy. Yakasa why a financial loss to the state. Your ingredient that constitute financial loss to the state. Yakasa why a willful financial loss to the state. Your ingredient it aggregate to convince people so why is hard or see on all the essential elements of the offenses charged, the prosecution has adduced evidence. And a court in the same court can say the evidence, if it's a conditional statement, if accepted, is capable of establishing that the accused persons caused the payment of $2 million of public funds without the requisite authorization, that this has resulted in a financial loss to the state and they acted with the requisite intent. Also, evidence here, woman, Munkasa, there was a major tumor. Yako yes, a mutu sikabone. A brand of moons is kind of mutu and the assembly. The second mutu and the crown approval and a mutu sika.
Yes.
The evidence is also sufficient to establish a prima facie case of conspiracy. See the conspiracy, the answer is see a baby say man or say the inconsistencies in the evidence and the competing interpretation of the documentary evidence are matters to be resolved after the entire trial. That is after the accused persons have had the opportunity to open their defense. They do not provide a basis for upholding the submission of no case at this stage. The court finds that the accused persons have a case to answer on all the counts. The submission of no case are hereby dismissed. Sky train scandal. Court na bi mu do se baby a we do die. Ye wura professor me ya konfi. Ene wura so ma so mu bi o ma no.
Court bo asem no gu enye yi.
Court no ba asem no gu enye yi. E so mo be kasa. Me do be sia. This is basically what I wanted to give to you on the Sky train.
Okay. So I say come de pa no hu so bi no aduane. Na wo say aduane no na de na etufa ohwinim na say wo tafere wa no minimum ye kokko eno na yugina ye no. Eti say we keep you in suspense.
Oh, that be it's no. Say is the court no so wo question me ask. So mo so mo do am because I catch you say when it comes to the oral me nyamra ana analyst journalist bi anyamra and you court court na na me catch you. This week say na one for di matem say hanan me say na one for court no so onko henani. And the kata any allergies or court documents and you say to na mabom baka charge sheet and no me troy and ask can you no put you maybe the journalist maybe the analysis na the amount say court we will court you say mra no eni me ho lawyer kra me bi na mabe judge ti maybe dia
okay all right Frankie Semfa betu jana say cleaning national cleaning exercise
yes
eno ehun komo na ye hwe ade bi ewo eye Ghana ha say share sofa line no cleanness I see yanko sofa line there no you know when I drive so when I'm kwan ho a oh ade a yehwe enwura yi ye wo kwan ho so one penin say yen clean o man ni mu a oh na hwe we say kwan no
ehwo fududu we bit ma chakrante kra mu
I tell you it will be say a day na ban no esusu eya ban mu mpanimfo a ye de tumi ahye wonsa ye de kuru ahye wonsa
you see senye enyo man we ni emfa mranya duma enka sa 350 million kan ki ehia anya dewe se ibeye ya Frankie's bit menya picture man Garrett for na ye research bi songo any tetegudi me so on pictures na from 2015 ye be seen there senior bi say say it's me this is Okroma Mpamasem senior ahai do you need the regional minister even John Mahama to tell them to do this
Gabi
say we ki muhu me ne amoka me wasokwa na wo fuofuo me be jiro mo so do so asa no pana no me ana na de bia say ye ne mo be kasa na ekwen asa ye ne mo tentam asa na maye inti mu ntimi mpan krofo acha assembly ni DC we so fly and abantman am wa
no
party and abantman party
me the fofo bia say
check nyan krofo ma omu ntimi no ha me dey ana santo mo sam no keke kana na no the truth
so line there no me the fofo bia send o
see the truth is that DCC be bring no NMCs no omu ngadwuma he last 2 weeks na me na catch us me kwa agugu ubu ufu konongwa say konongwa traffic ni akro no aba kwan no ho de ba me na bi da ba bi a wo branch de apagugu no enya me na amna no he be say utebu amna tunjem se bi pe da kwan no ho ana no so nya Mahama na say we jam ka say kwan me agum I used to say this before
Brafedu behade Brafedu
see before Nana left I did a consultancy with a German corporation that was the day I came to the realization say me I think that the paralysis of our development MMDC is when you read article 243 the constitution here it is clear you are the John Mahama I'm not making say kwame
enwura fu say ti won mondam ho antimu emfe
na kan ta min to amase o
I wonder
you are the chief administrator of the region
the district of municipal when the president make anjo say dokwan ho nti ufie sa go ja ho na say
konongo obi afa konongo se be bia branch de pagugu no amena bi e da ho ametima pamya kakagum na ka no 4x4 we ma me bompa kan ade se ojo mu ho anti ase amu nyaade
kra
dey amuka mo me no 2 days ago asokwa interchange ya diary me say diary live crab ba o kakra fefefe na wo fise me keke ma 5 hours no mo do
ade
ase I mean
we yankwala
eti clean ya cause ye clean ko ye say no one pictures if crab na ye clean o better ni mawie
na gu ho
ana asesa de agu nchen sei when you come as you speak your landfill site I am for 6 years
yes
since papa ya okonya asem when is a friend say estimate time it means I say ya cleaning no landfill you see and I want for them say oh we akwala na de na akasa sa we house no I make us ya bodama ebi ni feel you kura amanfo ye feel landfill ya baby e de ball anugu I am for 6 years ni it is senior then so ya anya foforo na ese ye pe
sir
6 years landfill na yema ejibudanza bona na boys ya bobo ejina bobo ya for no study a ofani fi a ohwa no bi atwa no jaka krego na ko jaka krego no
okonya na esa
leadership you will say to nyama duma no
easy hade he street lights ni kwa nya djuma he you say nwura nyina na fufu street light ho
ana fans saa no mo di ono abo saa na fans saa
ba ko e wasukwa yi billboard was the pictures abobo so keke wonya djuma no president kwampo fa ni pictures ni
na bi akwa ama me kasa ntrom ye frama nya ni bia na ye pew ye se bi nyame ada
na he na betima dia mai
na nya he akra endi mfo bi o se no ma ma ye bibi ana ye bibi mfo bi aho ye djuma na ye be me fro na afa nka me fe ma radio so na anu nya na yesere no people have a perception say me come some radio so as an time ma fro wan fa me kan radio so ma kodo omo be so fa to kwa omo no e
omo do
e se ye hu sa na mo pare ye mfra mo kra radio no so na mo mo hwe fa tech kire oforu kunya tare mu kakra ansa na tech dance kwa na isi sa kwa na esa for 10 years
adai
yenye net na indiscipline abuchi na ndia sa say sinya de wako menko ubiti red night Trica if you say can no boy be sending and from the foolishness of people
yes
but then I can say you will let a little bit of madness obia be ya de enye but that's why they are lost
that's right
ya net are you overhead there's a reason it's an ends among for me kwan it's an N6 highway okwa was a kwan omubuksu it's a trans-African route
yeah
what I say ni ya net say ejimifu wom te maye ntwam o matwa net no yanka and then the net no ya why be se fu ya kobe ye entrance ya why ato assembly ni but uma suda na the tax force no nija utwam ya give 50 umetwam ye na mo na akoto won 25 cedi enti you say be na 50 cedi umetwam
biem
overhead when you see a mom produce there's a provision
that's right now no ya came for chassis e dey man for court e wo
you buy
e came dey no ho omo say some dey bu court no ukwaduma e what kama
DC say President Mahama as DC so don ba as 43 ena na say no nyamo nanim enu be ka juba you see people naturally will always resist these things
yes
but only down the zone and answers ka be bobi afokwanta wo sane ba ka na isi kwani yenye me say ma bi wan ntia so ni ase Mahama na Akufuado o ka no mo bofu ya ma wusika o mo common fa no wan na betra akeka te the common fa no so eba
ya tum this time try the ban
eba amu na duma bola ya yi bola wa ye ejeguwa anopa mi be o nso na egugu nti na etugum na etugum cos 90 eno ade o ma apenya mama kwa mitumi a waste of time ade o mo koye no ha urumentia ade na apenya mama ye it was good though battlefield as a military for them can love FM military for only akofun so mu ko budan o de se wa ha so ma be ka tese dan na 10,000 by next year some say no mabu so o see one create problem na me ba be analysis na be blame me just do will it military for no call field no enya me stand up no am call no say edan ya wo illegal structures na the me ba say me kaya Frankie Checkman o say I think 10,850 was 51
yeah
another mean
and
then 11 July 11 July 2027 so say sign na yabu uni ama namu papa bi o say ablekun baby no ne o ka say yi MC na be say wa mo mabu dem ya waterway so ba 1 month later di police accident
yes
che asafu bi di hey unu say na unu expose ba ko san ba wala be fam ye ne dia shawo story ne ba yo police di no rent ma shawo for
okay
omo meters for light ye busa abena jenim boachi me na mto na David Akwete ye interview nya asa nya ani buse
yeah
o see meters no ponu anu de e legal meters
wow ti why na de ko bobo
exactly it busa hu say omo e see illegal structures no so no then no munya Ghana water
at the point you be city engineer you unu say at the point you be city engineer say structures no then no ya fan o say his hands are tied ya se ni say gunachi
na ni akoko
o ntimi nya wo
akwa me say akwa sinya we bet me na kukudu akwa lake akwa galam say dey na ye kan
dabi
ya see me on me salo de la me prefer me free ho ana me mpelu nya free ho ba ya nka no kra wo menye kukudu say ukole ka kwa galam say unu mo bia
untimi
exactly so those people have the bonus to build the waterways no they are apapaya na de ba ya na the bow force one tias wo mu yi ne magda no kan say na nya national security ni bi dia wanka maybe so nita eyina say so full enter na no mi si dan ho samura fia regional minister ya na ye prompt no on to stop e no bitimi ko si dan si interchange say no come here when permit it's the issue is that the more president mama here na because only lodi na mo cadle mama yen sa Francis sa mama should have cadle lodi na instead of going to sweep Accra e waste total my because in penifo na be so so ama na me no bi na chin because papa mu na aso nsuo ne ba nti the anime my heart just can't contain hypocrisy ala do the nsuo ne ba ye no na bia mama ne gaman che koye nsuo ne to I think Monday here by 2 weeks meboa it's 2 weeks and a chi e feel be good baby and no Mahama ko ne feeling go
you go
it's then it do mean the president to come
more train say be declare day bi
okay say the first one e to ye no e ma prelims no inside no e ma 1 week in time asa na kese to ye say sa 1 week ni then ye it's me because me need to me dey abom say am kwan week na critical analysis no you to me abom come about expressway obi anu dem e fe ma military for 13 weeks and anya 13 o ma clear almost 90 kilometers ya do come a contractor for ya
kokwasa
etu jama me se military papa identification ma ye omo kwan mo nye cause e be ka omo crofo da omo prafo ne omo maame no ne omo constituent ye be na politics so ye jan ye gugu we ko ebuguade ye se jedwa na gugu ene ye sesa bi se bola na de kwan
okay
well issue